Man, listen, man, it's your boy DJ Akademiks in the building. I feel like this is a life moment for me, man. Not even a career moment, a life moment. Let me tell you this, man. You know, I feel like I've done my thing when it comes to being a personality and a media personality when it comes to music. But what a lot of people don't know, some do. Man, I was hailed right here on this rock called Jamaica, man. I was born in Spanish Town Hospital. You know, I'm from Kilsyth, you know. That's Clarendon, if some of you guys don't know what it is.
Yes.
I'm from the country. I'm a country boy.
Yes.
You know, I made it all the way to the United States. And eventually, I began to have a whole impact on the hip-hop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that, I never forget my roots.
Yes.
When it comes to reggae, dancehall, when it comes to even soca.
Yes.
These are the things that gave me my musical start. Ever before I knew what was really hip-hop is in its pure form.
Sure.
When I went to America in 2001, I realized that Jay-Z and Nas were beefing, and I seen rap beef happen there, but long before that, I seen Bone T Unbeating
Yes.
get into it.
Yes.
I say all that to say, I'm here sitting with my favorite artist of all time. I don't care what genre. A lot of you guys might know this guy by many different names. Some might call him Adidja Palmer. Some might call him the dancehall hero. I personally call him
Yes.
the world boss.
World boss.
But if you're looking for him on Spotify and YouTube, on everything else, when he's running up the charts, you're probably gonna see him as Vybz Kartel.
Yes.
Vybz, I'm honored.
It's a pleasure.
I'm honored.
It's a pleasure.
I'm honored to be sitting with you, brother.
Yes, yes.
All
yes.
right.
The feeling is mutual, cause you know your respect big. Trust me.
Hey, let me tell you this, man. Again, you have to forgive me a little bit because it's still a little bit surreal sitting with you here.
I understand.
One of the reasons it's surreal is because, man, about 13 years ago,
Yes. Yes.
the whole world told me it was over for you.
Yes.
You were my favorite artist then, my favorite artist now.
Yes.
But I seen you go through a lot of trials and tribulations. You got locked up.
Yes.
You spent 13 years in prison.
13 years, man. 12 years, 10 months, and days, man. 14 hours.
Listen, I would be here sitting with him for 5 hours if I got to do the backstory. So we do the backstory different time. We want to get up to the regular. For all my
Yes.
people, we got to get up to the. We got to bridge the story.
Yes.
His life is a whole 5-part movie.
Yes.
Let me ask you this question. September 30th, 2011. You get arrested at a hotel.
Yes.
At the time, I believe they had said that they put let's say it was weed and some other stuff. I want to know your mindset then, because you were literally on top of the world.
Yes, I was.
What was your mindset even when that happened?
I mean, when I just got arrested, like
Yeah.
you said, they arrested, they came into the room and they found some spliff. You know what I mean?
Did you have any, because, you know, even with some of the hip hop cases, they'd be like, oh, this guy knew he was going to get locked up. Did you have any idea?
No, I didn't. But they always locked me up. So when they came into the room that day, it was like, oh, whatever. Searched the room, found weed, small amount of weed. It was already rolled.
Yeah.
So they was like, oh, you're under arrest. I'm like, bro, whatever, man. So they brought me to the station. When they brought me to the station now, then the arresting officer comes back around after a few hours and says, yo, we're gonna charge you for a murder. Huh? Yes. So initially, when the officer came into the room, he said to me, they're looking for shoes, which is like a nickname for guns. So they said they were looking for shoes, and I said,
So the officers used that word as a nickname
yes,
too?
they had used it.
Okay.
So I said the only shoes I have are those pair of Clarks, because I actually was in a pair of Clarks at the time.
Yeah. You had a big song called Clarks.
I had a big song called Clarks. And the officer was like, no, we're not looking for those shoes. Anyway, they didn't find any shoes, obviously. Then they found the weed, charged me. And a few hours later, while I'm at the station, they said they're going to charge me for murder.
There's an infamous video with it looks like the media is filming you, but you're in cuffs like this. You had
Yes.
big long dreads.
Yes.
And people, and I don't know if you noticed, did you feel like, well, this got to be more than just weed?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, like, because they were taking me to several houses that I owned or I used to live. So they brought me even to Portmore where my mother used to live. They brought me to my mom's house. They brought me to 2 of my houses in Kingston. So I was like, nah, this can't be, this is bigger than it. And the media was literally driving behind us.
Right.
The whole way. That was crazy though.
Were you nervous?
Never.
Really?
I can never be nervous, man. I don't know what that is.
You've been through the gamut. I remember before you got locked up. I remember when you go up on Cliff Hughes and you said, man, they're out to get me.
Yes, yes.
You said they're out to get me, and I'm worried about my life, and I'm worried about my freedom.
Yes. That, funny enough, that was when I was being
harassed.
Yes, for want of a better word, I was being harassed, and allegedly because Movado and myself didn't do Sting. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
I kept my own party on the very same night.
That got shut down.
That got shut down. It got raided, shut down. It was packed to capacity. You know what I mean? We even had to start charging like triple. Yeah, so it was crazy. And so ever since then, it's been a thing.
Wow.
I don't know.
You get locked up, they tell you, we're charging with murder.
Yes. But I still wasn't sweating it because I'm like, they lock me up all the time and say, oh, we're investigating this or investigating that.
They were calling you, you know, Americans might not understand this term, but I help them understand it. They were calling you a Don at one point. And I remember you doing several interviews and they said, well, Vybz Kartel is a Don. If you don't know what a Don is like someone who's like an area leader who has so much control, he would be essentially what the government would be for that area.
Yes.
So he would deliver crime, he would deliver law and order, which means punishments or whatever, but he would move and operate like he's above the law.
Yeah.
You vehemently said at that time, that's not true. And I also said, because you said something that was so profound. He said, how could I be that and I'm making, and I have time to make music, do concerts?
Exactly.
Didn't make sense to me.
Didn't make sense. But it's just the influence.
Okay.
That was the problem, the influence that Vybz Kartel has. You know what I mean? So that's why they try to label me as that, but I'm not. I'm just an influential person. So if I go into the community, everyone is gonna come. The good, the bad, you understand, the indifferent. So that's it. And everyone loves me in my community, so.
You know, and I'll try to watch everything you're on because I think you're a very, I think you're a genius.
Thank you.
And I use that word and that phrase lightly. I'll use it lightly, I mean, because I really believe that. I was watching you on the Fix interview.
Oh,
shout out to you really put up on him, and I like.
Yeah, man, Fix was crazy.
What you said is that you you solemnly believe that the reason you got incarcerated was because of the influence.
Of course.
Now, I personally believe, you know, I see a lot of people, like when people talk about Putin, when they're talking about King Jong-un, they talk about even when they talk about Donald Trump.
Yes.
When people always talk about people having power and power over people, and I always say the strongest version of power is influence.
True that.
So when I heard you say it's because the influence, I said, okay.
Of course.
How do you think that manifests? Because let me tell you this, Milan Amobi, and I'm talking to a few people. Some still no agree all the way with you.
Yes.
You know what they said?
Yes.
They said Kartel have everybody bleach out, tattoo.
Yeah.
And they're talking about your influence.
Yes.
Was there ever a point that you realized your influence was maybe something that could be threatening?
Yes, of course. Because I've never not been influential in my community or in the industry. You know what I mean? Even when I just came out, you know what I mean? Everyone, or most of the guys that came after me, they copied my style, my dressing, the jerseys, then the Clarks, then you know what I mean? Anything. If I say we're gonna wear this, remember I came out with an orange bandana.
Yeah.
And everyone started wearing orange bandanas. So yes, I understand my influence, and I also understand that it's dangerous. Of course. Of course I understood it, and I capitalized on it. Because remember, I've been doing the merch. I've been running the club. I've been forming the record company, signing artists, selling condoms, selling alcohol. You know what I mean? I sold clothes, I sold shoes. I sold almost everything.
But it's bigger than that. You know,
except my soul.
It's bigger than that. I was having a conversation with a young man over his birthday.
Yeah.
And I've said this many times on stream. And you know, I'm not even trying to flatter you, but this is, for me, the reality.
Yeah.
I said, you know why Vybz Kartel is, to me, not only my favorite artist, but I think he's one of the greatest artists, no matter what genre.
Yes.
I said, let's bring it to hip-hop.
Yes.
I said, if we was to bring Vybz Kartel to hip-hop and sum it up,
yes,
we would have to say we have an artist that has the lyrical ability of an Eminem,
yes,
who has the swag of a Jay-Z,
yes,
who the girls gonna love,
yes,
and could still be cool enough with the raps, like a Drake,
yes,
like a Future.
True.
And also, we gotta bring back people who even dead.
Yes.
All respect to the great late Tupac Shakur,
yes,
but somebody who his music don't only move the club, his music move the people.
Big difference. Good, I like that.
And I summed it up and I said, if you ever wonder why I like this artist, I respect him so much, there's so much different facets to it.
Yeah, true that.
Did you ever, you know, while it was happening, because there was a point they were even trying to say, when you said Gaza, it was a cult.
Yes, true that.
Did you ever realize that you were hitting so many bases with what you were doing?
Yes, because I planned it. Like I said, you know, I like to plan what I do, you know what I mean, and orchestrate it and execute it in a specific way for a desired result. So yes, I definitely knew what I was doing. I did it on purpose, and it worked. And it was also the reason why I did 13 years in prison and still never lost my influence, still never lost that pulling power. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was that. I always knew that and recognized it.
Did you ever maybe like that reasoning with yourself to say, when you have that power, because I felt that if there was any time, and we've seen this in hip hop, you know, shout out to my, you know, late great that was in hip hop, XXXTentacion.
Yeah.
He told the people, he said, all y'all come to the court and whatever, and his fans reacted, you know, and the court didn't like it.
Yes.
If you had said, hey, listen, if they find me guilty, I want you guys to start hell.
Yes.
They would have.
Yeah,
but you never really did that. You never went over that line. When you have all that power, how do you figure out how to deal with it?
I mean, it's like the saying that they say, with great power comes great responsibility. So you have to be careful, remember, because even though I'm very influential, I'm still not the government. They have the ultimate power. So we still have to be careful and navigate in a specific way, in a certain way. So, but I would never really tell people to do anything like that, though. You know what I mean? That's not me.
That's what they say Trump did. They said Trump said, if I don't win, go out of Capitol. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But people do a lot of things in my name, but that doesn't mean they did it with my permission.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I remember way back they used to be like, well, this artist got buckled. That's because you're influenced. Like
exactly.
You're radicalizing people.
Yes, but I'm not telling anyone, like, go throw bottles. No, I would never do that. But people are gonna, like, my fans love me so much. Because remember, Gaza Nation, I don't even call them fans, I call them Gaza citizens. So we're like a nation by ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Gaza Nation is that powerful entity that Vybz Kartel created. It's, like you said, a cult-like following. You know what I mean? Because
how do you create that? So in hip-hop, there's so many people, they thirst for that.
Yes.
Because music these days is fly by night.
True.
Where like you're hot for 2 years, maybe 3, and then you cool off.
Yes.
People want their fans, or maybe you don't call them fans, whoever who is listening to have this undying loyalty to you.
Yes.
And we don't see that nowadays. So how did you create it? And is it possible for people to draw to an artist now like that?
I mean, well, to answer the last question first, I mean, what men have done, man can do. So you never know. Maybe in the future there will be that person. You know what I mean? Because I guess maybe every generation has their kind of legendary figure in entertainment, in sports. sometimes it might skip a generation. Because trust me, I don't think we're going to get back a Usain Bolt anytime soon.
True.
You know what I mean? So
you're right.
that's going to skip several generations. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, Usain Bolt, remember, we have a race.
What type of race? Foot race?
What you mean?
You're not a race.
Never run left him.
Come on.
Trust me. I told him at the stadium.
Are you drop the song name winning? Come on.
Yes. I told him I'm going to break his record. I'm going to run 9.57.
Not in the 30 meter.
No, in the 100 meters. I'm telling you. Watch, I can do it.
Hey, that was a little bit of even that though, right? You get incarcerated. The government is making it like when we in foreign and we all watch it, right?
Yeah.
The press, Jamaica Observer, everybody, they're saying this guy is a guy who's been one of the biggest proprietors of crime.
Yes.
He's one of the biggest. You know, he's like a mob boss. He's like a don.
Yes.
But we've seen a lot of people. Even Usain Bolt, who on the biggest stage, shows you a lot of love.
Yes, he does.
How do you even even deal with that? Because, or how do you even view that? Because you know how they were painting you out to be.
I know, but like I said, and I understand why that image got publicized. Because I even have a song where I say it. I'm saying, they say I am a Don. Don't call me that. I only help ghetto youths. You understand?
Yeah.
So, because everywhere I go, the ghetto youths love me, they say I'm a Don. Because remember, ghetto people, you know, they like to associate us with gangsterism and violence and crime. So that's where that came from. Like, people love me. If I walk in the streets right now, it's chaos.
Do you think it was all worth it? So for example, when we think about like even
wow, that's a good question.
Great people like even Bob Marley, right?
Yes.
And I'd even go outside music. We'll go to Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela did 27 years in prison, right?
Yes.
Several prisons.
Yes.
We have Bob Marley, who we end up realizing when violence was inflicted on him, there was a political agenda there where people felt like maybe he was overstepping his boundaries as an artist that was loved, and he was
influence.
Influence.
Thank you very much. So it has always been about influence, but go ahead.
So now when you're free, do you say, you know what, those 13 years taught me a good lesson. I'm going to leave certain shit for what are the political entities or whatever entities that is, because it's now shown you they'll take your freedom. You never know if they'll take your life. Number one, do you regret? Maybe, not, again, just regret getting so much into the fray, because I watch you speak at some university before you got locked up.
Literally like days before.
Yes. So again, do you regret that? And then now, do you say, okay, I still have all that, but I'm gonna move different?
I don't regret anything because I'm still here. I'm still alive. Who knows what would have happened had I not been incarcerated? Like you said, you know what I mean? I could have been under the ground, but I'm still here and I give thanks to life. I have no regrets. And as messed up as it sounds, I'm grateful for the experience, for what I went through, because it made me not a different person. I think it made me more conscious, more aware of who I am, the power that I wield, and how to use it in a different way.
Do you believe that you were misusing it before then?
Yes, but not to the extent that they painted it.
Okay.
Yeah, not to that extent.
Now explain that. So, like, in what ways? Because you know, as you know, again, I'm someone who I feel like you're a teacher. I've studied you for many years.
Yes.
And I remember even prior to you going in, you definitely spoke of, you know, even your stance on religion.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You were a spiritual person, not necessarily religious.
No.
And you spoke about how religion, you know, definitely encourage a lot of division in society.
True that. I mean, now, go ahead, sorry.
No, well, I was going to say, now that you've been released, I see you say God is the greatest.
Yes.
Now, that might not be as religious, but, you know, people might be like, oh, okay, he's realizing that there's a higher power that's really controlling all of this.
Yes.
As before, some people thought that you were almost trying to equate yourself with some of those beings.
Yes. No, I wasn't, but that's the thing. People, my fans, put me on that pedestal. It was never, I've never come out and said I think I'm a demigod or I think I'm a, you know what I mean? I've never done that. And I've always been spiritual, like you said, but I mean, going to prison and finding a deeper meaning to what God is, figuring out that God is not just without, but He's within. You know what I mean? And that opened my mind to a different level. It's like it unlocked another universe for me. And that gave me extra strength. Like Tylenol.
Hey, you know.
So, you know what I mean? So that's why I tattooed this on my forehead while I was in prison.
Really?
Yeah, God is the greatest. I have it on my face twice.
Wow.
Love God. Yeah.
Do you believe while incarcerated? I always wondered about your mental. You know how much rumor there are about you when you're in jail?
Jeez.
Some people tell me, say, yo, nah, man. Him lock up from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then let him out and him go on yard and him have a good time. Like, there was a lot of people believing how powerful you are, that there was no way that you were really incarcerated. And were you really, like, because people always say, Jamaican, like, you see, American jail is different. They put you in some Supermax.
Yes.
You can't get anything. We see you go live in jail.
Yes.
Yo, trust me, I was one of the people, I say, yo, let's just act like, I believe him. They been singing all, even though the one I'm singing. The only thing he ain't mentioned was the new iPhone. So
exactly.
Were you really incarcerated as how people believe incarceration is in Jamaica?
I mean,
you can't talk no man.
I mean, I was locked up because I was in prison, but I mean, was I suffering? No, I'm Vybz Kartel. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do what we do. If you understand what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, so Americans don't like.
No, not like American prison. No, Jamaica prison is different.
Worse.
Don't get me wrong, Jamaica prison is rough, you know.
Yeah.
It's rough, especially if you have no money.
Well, we want to know, what's prison like for Vybz Kartel? Because when people talk about you like you are a guy of so much power and resources.
Yes.
What does that look? We know what if someone don't have nothing and they get incarcerated, what it look like. How it look like for you when you get locked up that day?
Okay, let me just say this.
No, my boy, you up on him and just violate you.
Hell no. But I'll say this though. I got, like, if it was clothes or food or anything, you know what I mean, that's the least. I was wearing a Rolex in prison, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I was wearing a Rolex. So it's not like, it's different, but it's still prison. I mean, I couldn't leave.
Did they ever bother you?
No, that got searched a lot, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But like to say they pressured me or they, no, I wasn't targeted.
Yeah, so when people hear like people hear about Young Thug in American jails and Lil Durk, and they're like, well, somebody might step to him or they might do. Was anybody trying to bot up the world boss in that jail?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No,
but
sir.
how was even dealing with
that would be a terrible idea. No.
So, but still, you know, you're still a prisoner of, you know, quote unquote the state or really, you know, the country.
Yeah.
They could search you at any time.
Yeah.
They're violating your privacy a lot.
Yeah, but it is what it is, man. I mean, I'm a Jamaican. We used to it. Not to say it's right, but it is what it is. And that's why I like that slang. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I did 13 years, now I'm out. It is what it is.
What was the worst day? Well,
the first day.
The first day was the
The
worst
first day was the worst day, always.
I thought the worst day was like, sometimes because, you know, as a fan, I'm waiting for these big decisions. Oh, will he get an appeal? Will this?
Okay.
And it crushed a lot of people who wanted to see you. And to the point, even when it got to this last one with the Privy Council, like a lot of people said, oh no, it might be over.
Yes.
Right? Like if the UK might not look at him like how Jamaica would look at him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Was when the days you found out those decisions,
yes,
you weren't crushed?
No, I couldn't be. Like I said, I couldn't afford to be. I had too many people depending on me. You understand? I did 13 years, bro. You know, when I cried, like, when I came out, and it hit me like, yo, bro, you free, nigga. You know what I mean? So it was a tears of joy. But while I was in prison, I cried twice when my mother-in-law died, when Madsus, my charger or co-accused, his mother died as well while we were in prison. So
those are only 2 times?
Only 2 times. I couldn't afford to cry. I have a bunch of people depending on me. You know, like you're in America, you got to send money to Jamaica to family.
Yeah.
I was in prison sending money all over the world. Still have to take care of people. Still have to have a career. Still have to be recording. Still have to fight my illness, which is a dangerous illness. Graves' disease is no joke. So I didn't have the luxury of being weak. I didn't have that luxury to pity myself. That's some bitch shit. You know what I mean? So we had to be strong.
No, man, you're different. Hey, so when you get in, because this is the most fascinating thing. Because, you know, I remember showing my like Spotify wrap up and stuff for the year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, they're like, when I'm putting people on you, the American people, I said, I said, Vybz Kartel always gonna be one of my top artists. And they said, oh, whatever. I said, oh, he been locked up since 2011.
Yes.
How did you figure out how to make music while even being incarcerated?
Oh, good question. Like I said, the first music I used to make was on an iPad. It was a small flat one about this high. You know that rectangular one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I used to make it on that, but the quality was fucked up. Because then I figured out that the mattress that I slept on, I could use it as a sponge to what do you call it? Absorb the sound. Insulated. So that's when I figured it out. So I had to kneel down. On my bunk was like about this high. So I knelt down, wrapped the mattress over my head, recorded in the iPhone 5S. Right through.
Really?
And had the music playing in an earpiece in my, So I was recording
You
in
from
the
a different
iPhone.
era because these artists now do punchings. They're punching all throughout. They can't do a full verse.
Oh, shit.
You had to do all it. So wait, because you know how much time I listen to you at DJ, man, I say, yo, man, I hear nobody.
Yeah.
I make no noise. It's no way you tell everybody, say, yo, everybody quiet down. Remember if we record a hit song.
No, but on my block, I can say, yo, I'm recording, and they're going to be quiet, and they're going to actually listen for me as well. So if any officers is coming, so they would use something hard, like something metallic, and beat the bars. So you're kang, 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 kang. So you know, nigga, get up. And sit down.
Really?
Yes. One, because they check the muster. They come and check the cells, see how many people are there, and they write it down every morning and every evening. So they call it the muster check. Yeah, so sometimes I'll be recording and that is taking place. So they hit the other prisoners would hit the cell, and I would just have to jump up quick, put the mattress back, put the sheet on it, put the phone under the thing.
Yeah.
And just sit.
You know what's so funny? So another artist who I think he's attempting to do what you did, but I really, and I talked to him too. I said it's Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is incarcerated.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez put out some songs.
Yes.
And I said to Tory, Tory,
yes,
you locked up in a California that's American prison.
Yes.
You know, I make a bunch. I said, yo, you ain't Kartel. That's what I told him. I told him, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how he did it yet, but he said, Akademiks, you don't think I did this?
Yeah.
The next song I drop, I'm gonna rap about me being locked up.
Yes.
And he did.
Oh,
but again, when you did it, technology isn't this. Like right now, we recorded. We ain't bring two big
exactly.
cameras.
Yeah.
We got really small devices.
Yes.
So, was it hard to learn? Was it like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out like how you're trying to figure how you get over the humps of, you know, the warden or the jail official trying to come check you.
Yeah.
You have all type of noise. You're in an environment that's not good for recording.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then also, me here you are DJ both song, both party and gal. Like yo there. I'm like, all right.
Bro, that's a good that's a good question.
How'd you get that mindset? Because some people believe that being incarcerated is more mentally than it is physically.
It is mental. But that, just to add to what you said, even the guys in prison, when I did songs like Come Home, when I did songs like Fever, when I did songs like Buckshot.
Fever's in jail?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in jail.
Really?
The entire album. they were like, even the guys in prison were like, bro, how the fuck you amongst so many of us, obviously men, and you still can meditate about, like, how the fuck do you do that? Yes, a lot of them, I don't know, it had to be done. Remember, necessity is the mother of invention, so it had to be done. I'm an artist and I have to do what I have to do.
Is the
mother of invention, man.
Wow.
If it's not necessary, why the fuck would we invent it? So it was necessary for me to find a way. And that's what I did. But it even amazed the guys in prison. They was like, wow, what the fuck? Big body girl side of me? There's no big body girl there. Like, how the fuck you come up with that? So it was crazy.
So, even that mentality to create that type of music.
Yes.
I mean, of course, it was shocking to everybody.
Yes.
And you're right. Like, if you know, you had to do it at that point.
Yes.
Did you ever think that, man, this won't connect?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ooh, did you feel like you were somehow connected to the outside world?
Yes, because remember I had my phone, I was on Instagram, I watched party, we had, hell fucking yeah.
Yeah, I was
hell yeah.
I'm like, I might be talking to Licolati or
No,
something.
no, that's me right through, man.
Really?
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, that's me right through. I got the latest dances, like parties, everything. I wasn't missing out on anything except physically being there. That was my only limitation, my physical limitation. But everything, I had access to the world. You know what I mean? Full access.
You know, you are one of the pioneers in so many things. When we think about when you got incarcerated, from what I read, you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
You were shooting a reality show. Teacher Spec, right?
Teacher Spec, never been done before. That was crazy too.
These days, reality shows and how it relates and how it connects to music and hip hop.
Yes.
It's almost intertwined.
Yes.
What gave you the ability to see beyond the taboo, like certain stuff, like even certain argument or certain conversations you would bring to the music? You knew that society was eventually going to embrace, or you knew that the business was going to get there. Like, how did you get that foresight?
I mean, I was just singing my life, singing my truth. And I always tell people this. It's like, I don't remember if it was Einstein, like someone said to him, what is the secret to success? And he was like, just work harder than the next man. That's it. There's no magic pill. You know what I mean? I just speak my truth. If you don't like it, scroll on, swipe up. You know what I mean? So when I was singing even all those songs about freaky gal, and I'm just singing my truth. And at first, a lot of people bash me for it.
Jamaica is a very judgmental society.
I know. Shit, tell me about it.
Hey, put it like this. You see, these days, I live in America, right?
Yes.
So when I tell them certain things, I say, yo, I feel like I'm from, because I grew up here young, I say I'm from the old school Jamaica, where you get judged so much that you asking me that question if A, B, and C, that's disrespectful.
True.
But people are a little bit more progressive now. Some people feel like, you know, some to the detriment. They be like, nah, Kartel get the youth them too freaky. And some people might be like, well, Vybz Kartel he's a visionary.
Yes.
Where do you fall in line with that? Because you're saying you're singing about your life, but you also realize when you said coloring book, you know, the same thing that Tupac and Wayne represented to hip hop in terms of embracing tattoos and certain type of conversations about sex.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes, definitely.
So have you ever said, you know what, that might be my life.
Yes.
But I am Vybz Kartel.
Yes.
I shouldn't say this to the public.
No, I don't owe anybody anything. Like, I'm an artist. I don't even believe in censorship. This is what I mean. I am an artist, so I'm going to express myself because my art is an expression of my life, my experiences, whether first-hand or second-hand. And I experienced it in reality. So why can't I say it if I go through it? In other words, censorship should be done through the radio. If the song is dirty, don't play it on the radio.
Yeah.
Censorship should be done by the parent. if you don't want your kids to hear Vybz Kartel, don't play it in the house.
Do you still believe that? Because that was definitely. I remember you spoke. You spoke in the university, and also I've seen you on many interviews. Your last, which I didn't think it's on stage interview ever.
Yes, true.
You know, so you just do our next one. That
Yeah.
Like,
But you talk the one with the pink hat and the tall sleeve. Yes.
And what you said is that you believe that parents. This has been an age-long debate. It's happening in hip hop and all over all genres. That you believe that the parents should do their job to make sure what their kids are consuming.
Of course.
Do you still believe that? Given your influence.
Of course.
Because a lot of times parents, and I'm playing a little bit of a devil's advocate, right?
Sure, I know.
So the parents are gonna be like, well, listen.
Yes.
Well, the TV, the radio, the musicians, they do help parent because these days is a single parent home, and we have to go to work and we have to do this. So sometimes we might give them a game to play.
Yes.
And we hope the game is not telling them to go be a murderer.
Yes.
And we hope in the musician they ain't going to tell them to go bleach.
Yes.
But you're saying, hey, listen, well, if I got to be a parent and also be an artist, it doesn't match.
But it doesn't make sense, Academic, because like I said in that interview, if you want me to raise your child, you have already lost as a parent. You're a terrible parent. You shouldn't even have kids. You should be spaded and neutered. And I'm telling you, because think about this. I can bring my daughter here.
Yeah.
She's 17 years old. She can sing 1 million Kartel songs. Whether it's the gun lyrics, whether it's the X-rated songs.
She not sing freaky.
And she's a genius. She's not.
Will that reflect on you as a parent then?
No, but she's a genius. That means my job is done. My kids, none of them have ever been to prison. They're not gangsters.
Okay.
So I parent my child, and I leave everyone else to parent their child. That's all I'm saying.
That's valid.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
That's
Be a good parent to your child. My dad was an amazing father. My mother was an amazing woman. And I still did what I had to do. You understand?
Yeah.
So you gotta just raise your kids. Trust me. Because I never told anyone to bleach. I was bleaching.
Yeah.
And I sang about it. I never said go bleach your skin, children. I never did that. You know what I mean? So, and to be honest with you, Vybz Kartel fan base is one of the biggest in the Caribbean. So therefore the people in the world, so therefore the people who bleach, who listen to Kartel are a minority of my fans anyway. That's what I'm saying. You said it yourself.
I agree. No, I agree.
And you're not bleaching, and you're a big Kartel fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Kartel fan.
Exactly, and I don't see you bleaching.
No.
I don't see no tattoos in your face.
I have no tattoos
see
at
you
all.
shooting at anyone in the streets. That's what I'm saying.
Your music is always, and this is an interesting thing about art. It doesn't apply to like people who do performance art in terms of movies and acting.
Yes.
But it does apply to musicians.
Yes.
When someone says, kill them all undone,
Yes.
or
Yes.
may I come for you in a broad daylight, right?
Yes.
Music like you have is so vivid
Yes.
that people almost believe it would be, to them, if that wasn't true,
Yes.
that would be the harder thing to believe, right?
Yes.
So some people do put more of a belief on what they hear from a musician than when they see from an actor.
I know.
Do you think that's wrong?
It is wrong because not all artists that sing about gangsterism are gangsters. So it's wrong.
We find out that in hip hop, a lot of them they doing all type of stuff.
Exactly. They're not gangsters. So that alone, that in and of itself, makes the argument collapse on itself. You know what I mean? Oh, he does gangster songs, so he's a bad man. No. Art is a reflection of life. And I can sing about an experience that's not my experience. It's secondhand. You know what I mean? I always tell people, Bob Marley could be sitting right here beside me. And we're looking at two guys arguing. One takes out a gun and shoots the other one. Remember, Bob Marley and I both saw that. What would Bob say? Ghetto, you would put down the guns. What would I say? Kill them all undone. You see? We're looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
But we're expressing the scenario differently. That's all I'm saying. That doesn't mean I'm a gangster.
And I think...
Or not a gangster.
Yeah.
You understand? It's art, it's music.
That, a lot of artists aren't intellectually able to explain their art. They're able to express it but not explain it.
Yeah, true.
And I think that puts you as a one of one in that category.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if you answered the question earlier, but I wanted a direct answer.
Yeah.
You spent 13 years in prison.
Yes. Shit.
I'm agreeing with you that I believe that, you know, in a sense, you were a political prisoner. Despite what they said they locked you up for, you were someone who threatened the system and threatened the status quo. Do you actually believe?
Yes.
Or not believe? Well, do you regret that? Because again, you miss a lot of time with your kids, family.
Yes.
And we're glad you're free now, but do you now look at it and be like, what was the point?
No, I can't regret it. I can't regret it. Because like I said, I'm alive and I'm free. Who knows what would have happened had I not got arrested that day? Yeah, I did. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? Same reason why I always tell people that I have to always give Bounty Killer his props. Even though a lot of people said you would have still become famous. But we don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't live in a multiverse as far as I know. So the universe we live in, Bounty Killer gave me the opportunity. So we have to work with what we see and what we live. So now I'm free. I can never have regrets. I don't know, maybe if I didn't get arrested, I would have fucking crashed in a car somewhere and died. Who knows? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
life is life, man. Life is life. We live.
Do you look at any of the previous feuds? Because before you got incarcerated, it felt like you were also someone who were taking on the industry. And it appeared that way to us because it felt like you had
because
more,
it was.
It felt like you had more people who were enemies or people who were, you know, going against you than for you.
True that.
I've seen you come out, but I haven't seen you really particularly take aim at them.
Yes.
Is it because you realize the fight is just much bigger, or you just don't care anymore?
I don't care, man. Like I'm making so much money since I came out, and I haven't even done one show. You know how deep that is? He even teaches us to look, because he knows. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm good. We good over here. You know what I mean? So I'm just living my life, enjoying the fruits of my labor in a real way. Because remember, before I got arrested, you know, we were just up and down, we just moving. I never cared much about nothing, you know what I mean? But now, maturity has given me a different outlook. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you about a few people. I hear Poppy finna touch Freedom Street.
Popcorn, yeah, me and him was literally in the club last night.
Really?
Yeah.
How's that relationship mature? Because obviously, you know, the world fell in love with both you guys when, yo, how will you get that new clock, Sadati?
Yes,
and then obviously, you know, the whole Gaza thing turned into like this whole movement, and you know, but if people have been following, you know, it's gotten a little tricky at times. What is the current status? And you know, you explain how that relationship went.
I mean, me and Popcorn I've always had a good relationship. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, there are times when we didn't speak, and you know what I mean, we're human beings, so we have our issues, but I mean, they're resolved, and we good now. You know what I mean? Definitely, we good. Ja Vinci, the same thing, not nice. I mean,
really?
Yeah, Gaza Slim, Gaza Indu, they're all gonna be on the show tomorrow.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
Yes, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
What about Movado? Like, you know,
I wish he was. If I called up Movado on stage tomorrow night, shit, we have to build a new stadium the next day.
But what's you guys' relationship like? Because so many people look at you guys, it's like, that's the Drake and Kendrick of dancehall. You know, obviously, we got to give credit to Bonty and Beanie, but like, when it came to the contemporary, you know, that's like Drake and Kendrick in a sense.
Yeah, we did it, man. Trust me, we really did it. We did the feud, and it made us immortalized in dancehall as bona fide legends. And I mean, I guess that's why we now have a mutual respect and admiration for each other.
I thought it had got too far that maybe, because it's a lot of times with these feuds and battles, they're like, when I first seen Bonty and Beanie go on stage together, and it was like a reunion thing. It was like, well, you know what? At least from what the public knows, this and third, nobody ain't died, this ain't happened, and it's easier. And that's also the thing in hip hop too, where it says, well, you know, Meek and Drake, they could come together because there wasn't a bunch of somebody didn't get a shot on one side or whatever.
Yes.
How did you look at that? Because I remember Yadawari and Jelena.
Yes.
So we looked at you and you said some of the worst things. He said some of the worst things.
Sure.
You guys were in one of the biggest clashes, but you guys have always been, it's yin and yang when it comes to this dancehall stuff.
True.
How did you guys maintain that to be able to say, no, I could respect that guy because we're still surviving, we're still standing?
I mean, but you just answered the question. That's where the respect come from. Because we're still here, we did it, and we became giants, we became columns in dancehall. So we immediately developed that admiration for each other, that respect, that camaraderie, so to speak. And I mean, it's like soldiers on the battlefild. Yeah, I'm out to kill you and you out to kill me, but there's still rules of engagement, and I still have to have a mutual respect for you. Because if I don't, it might cost me my life.
Someone said this, and this is a hip hop thing. Mm-hmm. And so there's an artist in hip hop named Fulio. He passed away, and the other guy who was going against him, mm-hmm. Someone said, "Hey, listen, his career is gonna actually hurt from the guy who we don't like passing away because in music, period." Yes. And I heard you say this before.
Yes.
When you say it's a Kartel Movada thing.
Yes.
When there's a feud going on, it sucks the life out of everything. We've seen it with Drake and Kendrick.
Yes, true that.
It sucks the life out of everything.
Yes.
Have you always looked at feuds like that, where it's just like, hey, listen, forget everybody else. No, it's between me and this guy. Mm-hmm. Have you looked at it like that?
No, I mean, I just love to fight, man.
Really?
Yeah, I remember when
Still?
Well, not now. But like I said, when I literally just came out, I had the big thing with Ninja Man.
Yeah, man.
Remember that time Ninja Man was a legend?
That was a regret.
Exactly, he's a legend. And this kid that the people barely knew is fighting this nigga on stage. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Then right after that, we had the small feud with me and Assassin and Spragga Benz. And you know what I mean? At one point, me and Bounty Killer went at it. Movado.
So you the common denominator.
Yes, I am.
You the problem child.
Yes, I am. Yes, I was.
Yo, I heard you on the fix. You said you was looking to war. Was it
exactly? That's what I'm saying. I love to fight.
Why though? Was it because of the? Was it because of the upside potentially? And we know, especially in dancehall, that's why Sting always was really a big event. Hey, this is a heavyweight fight, and whoever wins this is going to be the guy.
Exactly.
Was that why you like feuding that much, or maybe it was other things?
That's one of the reasons. Because funny enough, we just spoke about Ninja Man.
Yeah.
When growing up, he was my favorite artist.
Really?
Yes, until Buju Banton came. And remember, back then Ninja Man was feuding with everybody.
Yeah, he was like
everybody. Super Cat, Shabarang, Super Cat, Flower Gun, Red Dragon, Lizard. Ninja Man was feuding with every human being on the planet. So and he was my favorite artist at the time. So, you know what I mean? So I got that kind of drive from him. You know, we call them gun DJ. Yeah, so.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? So this year was very instrumental in hip hop because we seen the Kendrick and Drake battle.
Yeah. Big up Drake.
And I wanted to talk to you about it for two reasons. Because I seen you explain something, and I thought it was a lovely explanation, and we're going to bring it up. Yeah. But I do want to ask you I feel like you are a real war general, right?
Yes.
You've been through it all.
Yes.
And at every time, even when there was 15 other people on the other side, and it was just you.
Yes.
You still deal
with
it.
That was fun.
If you were in Drake's corner.
Yes.
Because one thing I know Drake had said, this is a prior beef, right? This is one with him and Pusha T. He said he thought, he couldn't go too far.
Yes.
He said for him he stopped responding because the other guy
went too far.
You are Kartel. Mm-hmm. You go too far.
Yes.
Right?
True.
You're going to bring up Coffin Pond, you're going to do everything.
Everything.
What would you say in that moment? Would you be like, oh no, worry about the brand, worry about how you can be perceived, or would you say, whatever you got to do?
Yeah, man, I'm just going to go at it. But I wouldn't tell Drake that because he still has to do what he has to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Personally, Drake is one of my favorite rappers as well, man.
He loves you.
Yeah. So
he showed Popcorn so much love. He loves the whole dancehall culture.
Exactly. So Even in the feud, people ask me, which side are you on? I'm saying, well, Drake, obviously, bro. This dude gave us 16, 17 summers of the hottest fucking songs in hip-hop.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking switch on him. Like, come on. That's Drizzy.
No,
Stop acting like he's not a fucking legend, bro. Come on, man.
When you see how that played out,
Yeah.
you know, how do you like take it? Because you've been in that position before.
Yeah, I have.
You've been in that
Several times.
position where sometimes you see like maybe the mass consensus, the media pushing that,
Yeah.
oh no, nah, Kartel, my deal with Kartel are weird. No, you know what I mean? Like, or he might not be the guy anymore.
Yeah.
But you always faced adversity and came out on top.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Drake is in that moment where they're trying to tell him that, oh no, you didn't get the better of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're acting like the 16, 17 years or summers, as you said, don't matter. What advice would you do? What would you give him?
I mean, it's part of human nature, man. Yeah, I mean, people will switch on you. People are ungrateful. People are loving. People are everything. You know what I mean? So, but what I will say about that is, why is Drake coming under so much fire from the masses, so to speak? Why? Because he's a legend. He's on top. And
I think
sometimes people just sometimes like to see great men fall. I don't know. It's so fucked up as it sounds, but it's true.
Yeah, I think they're tired of him winning too.
Exactly.
People
That's
were
what I'm
tired of
saying.
you winning too.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
So I get it.
You ever thought people were switching on you, or like not your fans, but you felt like there was a growing consensus to say, yo, Kartel still I run Dancehall from prison.
Of course, people, entertainers said it. While I was in prison, entertainers were on TV
I remember them saying,
bro,
Dancehall not in jail.
why is this man putting out so many songs and he's in prison? Like, hate is real. And that's what I think Drake is facing more than anything else. It's not that his lyrics aren't on par, and it's not that he's not punching in the battle, but I just think a lot of it just comes from hate. And like Dave Chappelle said one time, he said what? A coward loves to watch a brave guy fall. Like, I don't know, man. People just are fucked up sometimes. But for me, I'm not Drake all the way, man.
You said something that was very profound, and I agree with it. I think this is why you're, as I said, you're the greatest. Mm-hmm. Because you gave Drake credit, and you said, listen, it appealed and applied to you because you said, what this guy is doing, he's making sure, like Kendrick Lamar represents, okay, this is a lyrical guy.
Yes.
But Drake has realized that the girl them can't wind up to lyrical shit.
No.
And
why would
that
we wanna
dichotomy.
we can't dance to protest music, bro. That's not gonna work.
But your music evolved,
Yes,
right?
true that.
And when I was thinking about your music evolution, I said, yeah, if Drake wasn't in that realm, he wouldn't be the guy.
Yes.
At what point did you know? Because if we're talking about a different, no pun intended, different shades of Kartel. Black Kartel was
Pun intended.
Black Kartel was,
Yeah.
a little bit more aggressive. Still had some tunes, but you definitely start melody,
Yeah, man, a lot of melody. Because like I said, you have to strike the balance between art and commerce. Because we want money. And how you get money? You get your music across to as many people as possible. So you have to commercialize it, water it down, dumb it down, whatever you want to call it. But the balance has to be struck between the art and the commerce. And Drake does an amazing job at that. Come on, man.
Were you ever conflicted? A lot of artists rap about a confliction. Jay-Z has a line. He says, I dumb down my lyrics, but double my dollars, right? I think something like that.
But that's literally what I just said, basically, like striking the balance.
But how did you make that decision? Because some people, right? For example, like even Jay said, lyrically I could be Talib Kweli,
Yes.
right? So there's some artists who say, nah, I'm not compromising, right?
Yes.
And some people feel like, say a Kendrick, he might be that to say, no, I don't want to make a bunch of songs for girls whining in the club. I want to make music that has this whatever purpose and also is super lyrical.
Yes.
Why did you make that choice to say, I want to try to serve everybody? The badman,
Yes.
the school kid who's super intellectual,
Yes.
who like hearing, vocabulary words,
Yeah,
rhyme.
wordplay and- yeah, exactly.
The girls them who fall in love,
Yes.
the girls them who just want wine,
Yes.
the drug dealers,
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
What made you want to just appeal to everybody? Beyond commerce.
Beyond commerce, I mean, just because I think I should. In other words, when I came out, I was such a lyrical person. A lot of the older fans at the time used to say, well, I can't hear what he's saying. I don't understand what he's saying. So, but the kids love me. Immediately as I came out, Alkaline. No, back like Alkaline. So
I remember when you had this song. It was, no, like what was that?
It's on that. Number one. No.
Yeah, that
exactly.
Well, it was so like it was hard to understand what you're saying, but it sounded good. But it was hard.
So the sound was good.
Yeah.
But the lyrics, the kids understood it, but a lot of people didn't, and I thought that was a hindrance for me. So I decided to fine tune it, and it started to work in about like 03, 04. And then by 05, I'm getting Dancehall Artist of the Year. You know what I mean? And I never stopped getting it till they canceled the award. So I had to find that balance. I had to find that balance between just being an artist, but still speaking my truth commercially. And it worked. I figured it out, and it worked. Because remember, some of the biggest artists in dancehall and hip hop are the artists that have a huge female fan base.
True.
Right?
I always tell people, I'm like, yo, how you think you canceling Drake when I go to his concert, I see a bunch of older people.
Yes.
And I see women.
Yes.
There's so many women.
Exactly.
The young guys who in there there's nobody with lights up. No, it's he give you a couple of those, but he's really all around it.
Exactly. And that's what you have to be as an artist. So that's why for me, Kendrick is lyrical and everything, but I mean, he's alright. But for me, I prefer Drake.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah. But my favorite rapper of all time, dead or alive, is Tupac.
Well, I could tell that. Hey, so, I remember there's an interview back in the day, and you said, listen, and when my time comes, in terms of your time where people don't feel your music or feel your influence, you said you want to bow gracefully.
Of course, you have to do that.
So you've always been a proponent of that the music is heavily based around the youth and what they're supporting.
Yes.
What about the newer artists and how about them? How do you feel like? Do you feel like you're getting older now and you might be losing that hold? Obviously, you're a legend, or do you feel like, hey, listen, I'm seeing great talent come up and I'm hoping they do what they need to do, just like when I was at that point, I did what I need to do.
Of course, that's what I believe in, and I say it all the time. The kids are doing what they're doing, and I love it. I listen to their music right through.
No criticism, because people always say you're open when you're a little bit open-minded when you're younger, but when you're older, you're like the old guy shouting on the porch.
Exactly, and I never bought into that because I understood it. So in other words, my grandparents, they didn't like the songs my parents listened to. My parents didn't like the songs I listened to. So I understand that when the paradigm shifts, people will hold on to what feels comfortable to them. Because people like stability. I like this type of music because I grew up on it, and this is rubbish. I never bought into that, man. I listen to the kids, and I think they're doing amazing. Because think about this, dancehall is coming from, wait the town and tell the people. Yeah, me jump on a bus, and me go to London. And then it evolved into like Bounty Killer, Beanie Man. Then comes Kartel, Idonia. Then comes fucking Popcorn. And it evolves. The only change is the only constant. So how can you hate on change?
That's true too.
It's crazy.
These are things I think lessons are being learned from. And by the way, I think it's finally happening in hip hop, but I think dancehall, like even how people I don't know if you were incarcerated, but Beanie and Banton did the verses.
Yeah, bad, tough.
It was good, right?
Yeah, man, love it, tough.
And one thing I do like about dancehall, and really, I'm gonna say, all Caribbean music is that they don't throw away their elders.
Nah.
Right?
Nah.
They respect their elders.
Yes.
You see, in hip hop is such a newer. It's not necessarily just newer genre, but if you're not young, you're not cool.
Yeah, I understand.
And I think with dancehall, it's like a different construct.
Yes, it is.
Which, I seen you talk on the fix. You was like, because I guess people like, yo, why dye your beard and you ain't trying to be young?
No, hell no. Why would I? But that's an amazing point you made. And it's something that we talk about all the time. Dancehall and reggae music, we hold on to our stars. You know what I mean? I'm 48 fucking years old, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm still here, right alongside the kids. My sons are literally outside right now. And they're doing amazing in music as well. And I'm right
pushing
there.
them heavy.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing their thing. I mean, they weren't raised the way I was raised. They're uptown kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're doing their thing, and it sounds good. But yeah, man, I don't hate on change. Change is necessary, and that's why I said it. When my time comes, I'm gone. I'm good. Catch me in fucking Fiji, on a beach somewhere, chilling.
What's the issue? I don't know if there is an issue, so you could tell me. Because I do like his music too.
Yes.
And when you got incarcerated, and even though he was giving us music,
Yes.
I like his music too, because he was giving us some music that
True.
it made me reminded of you.
I know.
An artist named Alkaline.
I know. You said remind me, of course, obviously, it's him. So I know.
Is there an issue there because I could never tell.
No,
between
there's no
his
issue.
communication and your communication, and at one point they might tell me, so when I make songs after each other,
I've never seen that kid before. I mean, and one of the reasons you just said it too, and that's a good point. The generation that he came up in, they embrace him as their cartel.
Yeah.
So that's why you got a lot of props from them as well. It's not just because he does good songs. They just wanted their own cartel, and they got one.
But you embrace everybody. You embrace Poppy and everybody else.
Yeah.
Why does it seem like, obviously maybe don't come from the Gaza branch, right?
Yeah.
The Gaza tree necessarily,
Yes.
as in you had the direct hand on it.
Yeah.
But the style and the whole feel kind of makes people feel like what you gave. Why isn't there, that relationship there? Why do you think?
I mean, I've never given it much thought. To be honest, I've never given it much thought. I mean, I'm not a fan. You know what I mean? I'm just not a fan. But he's cool. He's all right, I guess. But I'm not a fan of that.
So nowhere we seen him on Freedom Street.
What time does hell freeze over?
I don't think you holding up grudges like that, because again, you never.
No,
met
I don't. I just don't
Be
know
honest with me.
the guy.
You just didn't want to pay some homage, right?
No.
Like when him just come out and he was acting like he don't really know you, like he never.
Which you and I know that's impossible.
Okay, and we get that.
Exactly.
But if times change, people change. And if he said, listen, yo, that was my way of establishing myself.
Yes.
But of course I respect you. Is there a possibility that relationship, could even be mended?
No, because remember now, I don't need props from anyone except my fans.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones streaming the music. They're the ones, paying their hard-earned money to come to my show. So I don't know. And people always say that. I don't know why. But why would I need props from someone that everyone knows is biting my style, biting my image, biting my persona?
Do you think it's biting, or do you think it's because as you said, influence.
Yeah.
You influence everybody who may see tattoo themselves up on a bleach. I don't think they're biting your style. I think they're influence.
Yeah, I mean, there are pictures of them all those kids before they became famous, throwing up the Gaza sign. Come on. Remember that entire generation was raised on cartel music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about it. Because if you're 17, 18 years old, yeah, you got a piece of cartel. But if you're in your 30s, I raised you.
You're true.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
Of course. I've been out since 2002 giving you hits.
Every week.
Every week. So come on. So yeah, I mean, imitation is a form of flattery, but I mean, I'm not flattered. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, all right. So you've kind of talked about one of these legends.
Yes.
But the other legend. So I love to see, despite, because there was a time, I remember rinsing songs like, you know, I don't even want to say it, but Tyler, Pip, My Bone, Tiana, all them. You guys were getting into it. But, you know, I love the fact that you've came back around and you've also said, listen, history cannot be rewritten. This guy gave me my start, and I respect him for that. Okay? And I absolutely love that. I always thought you and Beanie Man it was a little bit odd. I don't know if you guys have, you know, since talked. Have you guys?
No, since I came out?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. But Beanie Man is a legend. Like, who can deny that? I have a couple of hit songs with Beanie Man as well. Yeah. Beanie Man is a legend. I have no problem with the guy.
Do you think there's a conversation that needs to be had? Because I think you know, it always felt like it was just a miscommunication mostly.
I mean, a lot of people, even the other day on Winfred's show, he was like, yo, you're the king of dancehall. And, you know what I mean, that title has always been bestowed upon me, even before I went to prison. And you know, he was the previous king. So if you look on his page right now, Instagram, it's King Beanie. If you look on my page, it's the king of the dancehall. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's that.
Do you think you should have waited for the king to get past to you? Or because it seemed like you're just taking?
Of course, that's how a lot of time you have to just take it. But I didn't take it in terms of...
You ain't steal it. You deserved
exactly. I thank you very much. I deserved it. That's why a lot of people say that. And it's always been a conversation. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
If you guys ever take the stage, I think that would be a big deal.
Beanie?
Yeah.
Or Bunty, anyone of them.
No, you're Bunty.
But you're talking specific about me and Beanie Man.
Yeah, of course.
Oh no, like I said, I have no issue with Beanie Man. Beanie's just Beanie Man.
One king to another king.
Yeah, Beanie is Beanie.
Two different generations. All right.
Exactly.
In terms of, you talked about your you know, admiration and love for even Drake. When it comes to hip hop, there's so many other people who your name gets mentioned by. Like in old interviews, Jay-Z talks about you.
Yes.
You have, shoot, I don't know, she might know, and Cardi B.
Yes.
You know how many times me and Cardi B talk privately and we bigging up you.
Yes.
The Bobby Schmurders of the world.
Yes.
Hip hop loves you.
Yes.
And hip hop, they usually, whether, sometimes they start mimicking not only the flows, but the slang.
Yes, true that.
You know?
True that.
You know?
Yeah, man.
And
I saw Khalid do it the other day.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Him and his wife, I think. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on just how much you're embraced beyond the scope of dancehall? Like, hip hop loves and reveres you when you're going through everything and you get free. Vybz, Kartel, no. Yeah, Vybz.
Yes.
Drake wears a shirt.
Yes.
And they're showing you so much support.
Free world boss, yeah.
Yeah, they're always showing you so much support. So
yes.
What's your thought towards all that?
I mean, it's an amazing feeling. It's an accomplished feeling, and it's a humbling feeling as well, because I love hip hop. Remember, my generation in the 90s, when I was 14 years old in 1990, like at the height of the Biggie Smalls, Tupac feud, I was a teenager. So we grew up on hip hop too. You know what I mean? So for those legends and those stars to acknowledge Vybz Kartel and acknowledge my talent, it feels amazing. Separate and apart from that, Jamaica influenced the creation of hip hop anyway.
Hey, Toronto's music scene is heavily influenced by...
Exactly.
I got a lot of Toronto artists who's coming down here. They can't wait to see you.
A lot of Canadians, man, they flooded the hotel. A lot of Canadians are here. And British too. Because funny enough, I sold most of the foreign tickets that we sold initially were from England, bro.
Really?
Not America. America came second.
Really?
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Even in terms of streaming, I'm streaming more heavily in England.
You always have some music, that was always meant for the British. You gotta let them.
Exactly.
No, that's true. So, like, the music was tailored to them.
Yes.
While we speak about international, the aspect of that, any possibility, we always knew, the reason why I said, me not do no Zoom with Kartel, me have to come meet him in a person, me have to come to Jamaica, me come home.
Yes.
One of the reasons that people have, even before your incarceration in 2011, is that you've never really had a visa like that. Is there any chance that we see you in some of these countries now?
Possibly. I mean, I've always traveled, like, Europe has always been my playground.
So could you still go to, like,
I've
UK?
always been to UK, France, Germany, Amsterdam, Italy. We've traveled all those places.
How could we get, listen.
As a matter of fact, the first time Popcorn went on a European tour, I brought him on my tour.
Oh, wow.
The same way Bounty Killer brought me on his European tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. But yeah, so I've never had an issue with Europe. Always gotten the visas for Europe.
So
and Asia, Japan, and so forth.
Yeah, they're big connoisseurs of dancehall and reggae.
Yes, true
what about
the American
US?
visa?
US and
I used to have it until 2005, I think. Yeah, I had it. I got it at 2002. I lost it at 2005. And
why?
I don't know, man. They just said I'm not a good person.
Yeah, I remember the interview. You say, yo, I'm never gonna get convicted of a crime. You can't go turn police. Like, why? And I'm wondering now. Like, again, it's now proven that your conviction has been overturned.
Yes.
You've not been convicted of anything that
so
could be
my
seen
record is back to being clean. My record is back to being spotless.
So why we can't see you at MetLife Stadium up in New York? Oh, we got to get you a state. If you're doing National Stadium down here, we need you at New York City.
Yes.
Doing a stadium.
We're working on it.
You think it's a possibility?
Yeah, of course it is.
Really?
Bro, Buju Banton has a visa.
True.
He literally was convicted. He's a convicted
he did time.
felon. Yes, it's not like he overturned. It's not even like his conviction was overturned on appeal. He literally still has that. He's an ex-con. Think about it.
No, you're right.
And he has a visa. Big up to Buju Banton too. That's my artist as well. My name still is Adi Banton. So.
Hey. Speaking of Buju, I remember just watching Buju watching you come up.
Yes.
And obviously, Buju from a different era and a different.
Yes.
He had his comments, but he loved what you were doing.
Yes.
And he wanted to see you.
Yes.
You both been incarcerated. You both did you were about to do the stadium. You did it before.
Yes.
Do you see any synergy there in, not only what he went through, but what type of artist he was?
Of course. I mean, that's what when I was growing up listening to Buju Banton, I thought dancehall music could not pass that. He was so lyrical. He was so, his sound, his voice was so raspy. Like, man, he was, to me, Buju is still like the G. Trust me, I love Buju Banton. He influenced me more than any other dancehall artist. Yeah, Buju Banton and Ninja Man, they influenced me more than any other dancehall artist.
Their style and the creativity or just...
Style and creativity, both of them. Because remember, one is a gangster DJ, and Buju came out, he was strictly for the ladies.
Yeah.
And then, this guy became a Rasta man and still locked the place.
Yeah.
Still fucking became a legend as a Rasta man. And has a what we call ballad.
Yeah,
man, Buju Banton, man. Myri. Yeah, man, my DJ that. So yeah, of course I see the synergy and I see the same path. I mean, it's like a path.
And I know this is a little bit random, but I've always wanted this. There's about 7 Kartel voices.
Yes.
In a jail, you have like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Was that deliberate, or was it because of how you're recording? Because when I'm hearing, I hear that deep voice that could go back to the 90s. I hear that.
Yes.
And I can hear when on some of the more gangster tunes you sing on.
Yes.
That's that deep voice, but I also know him like Fever. I can hear that too.
Yes.
But in jail, there was some other voices too, even leading some people to believe.
Yes.
Is he recording or is somebody recording for him?
Yes.
Because was it you changing your voice? Was it an illness you were dealing? Okay.
No, both. It was initially when the illness came up, 2014. That was one, and also based on how I had to record, depending on what prison I was in. Because some prisons you go to, your cell is literally, you can look outside and see everyone. So you got to record in a different way.
Yeah, someone would look at you, you wasn't shouting as much, you was whispering a little bit. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then you could go to another because I tore prisons, Yeah. They had me all over the place,
I know that. They're everywhere.
Yeah, man, I was touring fucking prisons. So, yeah.
I remember they had it in Parliament trying to ask the question. They said, how is this guy recorded?
Yeah, I know, it was crazy.
There was a question one time, and this is what the media put out. They said, listen, Vybz Kartel could legally make music in jail, but he has to admit guilt. Was that ever an option for you?
Never. Why would I do that? No.
Because some people were like, maybe he's this is his way to take care of his family, but you know, he doesn't have to hide and make music anymore. He could just say, because Jacure made music.
Yes, he did it
right?
the official way.
He did it the official way. But you never did it the official way?
No, but I still did it. Doing it is doing it. That's my point, right? So, it's not just about the commerce of it. I do it because I love music. And I love greatness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's two of the reasons why I did it. It's not just about the money, about the love and the greatness. You know what I mean?
So you care about legacy a lot.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Do you ever think about where you land in the landscape of the great and how Wally Pagreatina,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dancehall, and even reggae artists, let's just say from the Jamaican culture.
True that.
Do you ever look at it and say, you know, when the world looks at it, they look at bottle. But even
Me too.
But even along that line, and even when we get to Buju, how we get to Beanie, how we get to Monty and everybody else, do you ever look at it and be like, no, I want when my legacy's done that I rank above this person?
I already do.
Where do you think you rank?
I think I rank in the top 5.
Who you got in front of you? You want to put me on game? Oh, really? Okay.
Definitely Buju Banton, Bounty Killer. I mean...
And Bob, I guess.
No, I'm talking about dancehall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, Bob is a fucking goat, man.
Yeah, all right. So you put Ninja in front of you.
Yeah.
You put Beanie and Bumpty.
And Buju.
Really?
I would say that's us, DJs, we're talking about. Because remember, think about this. Vybz Kartel dominates from 2000 and around 5 to this very day in terms of the impact. You said it yourself, the impact I have on the world. Even other rappers have to acknowledge it.
Of course.
You understand? So, and plus the songs are there. Like I tell people, you can have 1,000 songs, but only 100 of them are hit songs.
True.
In my culture, if I have 1,000 songs, 950 of them are hits. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's not just that my catalog is huge, it's full of hits. You know what I mean? And like I said, I inspired an entire, like 2 generations of people. Whether for the better or for the worse. Whether you're talking about the tattoos, the bleaching, the dress code, everything. Even now the kids still wear Clarks.
Let me ask you a question. Did political wise, right? And I don't know if you can say this, and if you can, it's cool.
Yeah.
Did the politicians ever come to you and say, yo, you're doing too much or whatever, and try to kind of curb you or control you, either before or after? They might even came to you and said, hey, listen, because this is how people think with conspiracy theories. To say, yo, they let you out, but they're going to say, yo, if you want to be free, you're going to have to fall under these parameters. Because in most societies, when people think about great men with power that isn't controlled by anything, they usually say the people with the power, whether it's the government or whatever, they have to, I mean, you go back to Jesus. You got to get rid of that person, or you got to silence him. So now, have you had those conversations, or are you trying to, maybe not necessarily mitigate everything you got going on, but realize that the government, they definitely do care about what you said, and maybe you could work with them rather than just do your thing, and then when they find opposition, they're like, we got to get this guy out of here.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm cool with the government simply because, like I said, I'm just a different person. I'm more mature now. I'm chilling. I'm cool. Like, I have nothing else to prove. What is there left to prove in Jamaica? You know what I mean? I've been there. I've done that. I've been there and I come back. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I've been to several government functions since my release as well. I was recently at the Ministry of Culture.
Really?
Yes, they did this big thing. They're introducing insurance for entertainers. So it was actually a big thing, and I was there, participated in the picture with the Honorable Minister, everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but as to relate to your question, like if no one came to me and says, oh, behavior, so no. But not everything has to be said. You know what I mean? Because now I'm out. Why would I want to fuck up? To go back.
True.
You know what I mean? Why would I want to step on any toes that has that power? You know what I mean? So yeah, we chilling. We chilling and we understand the gravity of the situation.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
And I think you probably realize there's a covert way for you to do what you need to do. Maybe not being as loud and in the sense of, you know, you could send a message, just not.
You're right, but it's not necessary. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, but that's what, even when I came out, like, even you just said it, my slangs right now, just the slangs that I'm using, they're taking over the entire sphere of dancehall and in the Caribbean. Even in America, like I said, DJ Khaled was doing it. Kiss me, baby. Oh yeah,
no, of course.
You know what I mean? So even just the
kiss
slangs,
me, baby,
man,
thing is great.
that's what I'm saying. Just my slangs are fucking up the place.
Hey, I do want to ask you about Sidem real quick, but before then, Vybz Kartel always been known as, and I think, again, you said something on the fix as well. If you were free back then, you would have been the guy who would have really pioneered social media and how it really helps and really in contact with music. I felt like you did it then. You were just doing with a
BBM.
You know what I mean?
You did a BlackBerry pin.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
So when I watch what you're doing now, and you're still marketing, you're still branding. These days, I hear even in the hip hop industry that their money, when they really want to get rich, isn't necessarily only coming from the music. It's coming from just everything else.
Yeah,
it's coming from them working with different brands, coming from A, B, C, and D.
True that. Yeah,
we got some liquor here, and I remember the first time, and I said, yo, I remember you come on with Crip, you come on with Condom, or you come on with you come on with liquor,
the rum and the club.
Yeah. So you tell me. I see liquor here again. What's the new thing? And is Vybz Kartel still an avid entrepreneur? I think that's one thing that you never got credit for within the dancehall culture, because these artists, you know, Virgin usually come here and just throw a whole bunch of money on a compilation and say, see what check that.
Yes.
And then you started moving as someone who's an own independent boss, and I think that's where the music is at now, where people realize that, hey, I have social media, that's my promotion tool, I have this, I have that, I could build businesses.
Yeah. That was one of the reasons too why I got a lot of fight from the industry, not the fans, the industry, because I like to do things my own way. I wasn't even to this day. I'm not signed. You know what I mean? I've been managing myself since like 2004, signing artists, releasing my own songs. Like Fever, I produced that song with TJ. Like I'm literally on it as producer.
Wow.
The album that nominated for Grammy Awards, I'm the producer. Literally, the executive producer and the producer, and the writer and the artist. You know what I mean? So I've always been that. Whether I've gotten props from it, that's a whole different thing, because remember, my music is so powerful. It's like the merchandising kind of still comes off as secondary. But trust me, I made a lot of money off it. People loved it. So I guess it works, but even though people don't give me the props for it, simply because my music is so powerful, so they focus in on the music. They're focusing on the music and buying a straight Vybz drum and drinking. Focusing on the music, buying a Vybz Kartel condom, buying a Vybz Kartel sneakers, coming into the club that Vybz Kartel owned at the time.
Well, the reason I bring this up, because we talk about moguls in the hip hop world, right? And those moguls who have built multi-billion-dollar empires, right? Despite whatever state they're in. And I'm specifically at this point talking about Jay-Z and Diddy, right?
Yeah, baby old guy.
They got to that point with not music, alcohol. They got through it with products that were extensions of music.
52. You can't leave out 50.
50 has a new even venture now. 50 got through it with vitamin water. He got through it with a couple other FM vodka.
Plus he's doing the movies, the whole.
Of course.
Yeah.
So we're seeing in hip hop that the artists are turned into moguls by using, you know, hip hop just like dancehall is lifestyle. When you use the extension of the lifestyle, which means, all right, well, if I'm DJing about you going to the club, you're going to the club to drink alcohol.
Exactly.
I should have an alcohol brand.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Who told you that?
I mean, I just saw it and learned it. But to be honest, the first person who came to me and was like, bro, you're so powerful, you should have your own brand of liquor, was Corey.
Yeah, Corey Todd.
Corey Todd, because he came to me and was like, because I used to advertise Pimp Juice. When he was running Pimp Juice, he brought it to Jamaica, and obviously I'm the biggest artist at the time, so he was like, yo, they gave me the contract to advertise, and he was like, yo, man, you know they talk already, man, yo, you big, man, you should have your own. You
probably were running it up. Exactly. You probably didn't know.
And I was like, oh shit, let's do it. And I invested some money and it worked. Like it worked, bro.
So you had a different version of this before. So I remember it was street vibes.
Street.
Now I'm looking at this, I get the overproof from. This is called the street vibes.
Yes.
What's the difference?
I mean, that's a good question too, because the street vibes, I think, represented Vybz Kartel. At the time, I was that guy in the streets, rough, hardcore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is more mellow, more distilled. You know what I mean? More demure.
The more.
Very cutesy.
You end up on Instagram too much in the Kartel.
Very mindful. So that's this.
Kartel said the more. Demure, whatever. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so how have they been liking this brand? You know,
love it.
I remember when you talk about street vibes and then drink it, like what?
Like what? And that's what's happening with this. I mean, the first set of containers that came to Jamaica was sold out in like 13 or 15 days.
Really?
I'm telling you. So we had to hurry, like literally push on production. And now we're back in business. Like literally sold out, empty. But I mean, that's Vybz Kartel. And the thing is, and I tell people, academics, with this, I mean, like I said, the street vibes was rough. It was gritty. Even the taste, it was raw. This is more refined, mellow, like I say. So both of them were, well, the street vibes was a reflection of Kartel then. The street vibes is a reflection of Kartel now. Trust me. So not only does my star quality push the product, but once people open it and taste it, they're like, nah.
You have a couple different flavors. We get the fever right here. We get the electric.
Yes, all hit sounds.
You have to tell me the difference.
All hit sounds.
And then here's the thing. We get the unstoppable.
Yes, all hit sounds.
You know, you're kind of in that jail?
Huh?
Unstoppable?
Yeah, I did that
Unstoppable.
in jail. So.
And then the ramping shop.
And the ramping shop. All classic songs. Yo, this dangerous, you know. This is the enhanced rum.
What that mean?
It's like liquid Viagra, man.
Oh,
for the ladies, especially.
It's like a honey pack right here.
Exactly.
That's what I'm calling it in America. The honey pack.
Yeah, that's a honey pack for the honeys.
Now, listen, I don't know. I know you're into what's happening on social. You're paying attention to social media, and we're seeing this story that came out about the number of private jets which landed in the country recently. What can you tell us about some of the celebs who touched down off of Freedom Street?
On the private jet. I mean, I would say, but it's kind of private.
So we see you promoting. It's like a movement, You know, Kiss Me Baby,
yes,
the one burner movement.
Yes.
You have to realize that only about fun like me who
are
we
not
don't
one
listen.
burners.
No, we don't listen to Kartel. I say, shout out to Catch Me last night.
Oh my
I
God.
swing after me with a knife.
Yes.
What made you, kind of like change your mindset and even deal with women and saying, you know what?
I mean.
Kanye West once said, "One good woman is worth 1,000."
Yeah,
it looked like you get to that point.
That's true. Well, I'm getting there. It's a work in progress. But you know what I mean? I love her and I'm good with her, bro. So can I change overnight? Maybe not. But I'm definitely a changed person as it relates to relationships. I would like to think that. You know what I mean? So one burner settings, I'm gonna get married soon, buddy.
Really?
Yes.
Did jail change that? Because I always hear that sometimes when you get incarcerated, a lot of the sometimes like fly-by-night relationships, you realize they weren't about nothing. Like those women don't really care.
I don't think jail did that. I think just age, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's age. Like, how many bitches can you fuck? Like, come on, like, it gets old after it. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, man. But I don't think it's prison. I think it's more age.
Yeah.
And that girl, when I was in prison, bro, she repped. She repped for me, you know?
Explain that, because some people, they don't really know the whole thing. They might be like, oh, we just see her pop up on stage one day.
No, she didn't pop up, man. She's been around. I've known her since 2015. Them times I was at Horizon. That's a prison a few miles from here. I was there. That's when I met her on Instagram.
Really?
Shit, from prison, bro. Crazy, right?
So how you get a connection with somebody? Like when you're locked up?
Yeah, I know, but we spoke for years, just like chilling and speaking on a
Like on the phone?
Yes.
Really?
Just chilling, yeah. Days at a time we speaking, right through the night. I don't even sleep. And then after 4 years, she came to Jamaica. You know what I mean? So like I said, obviously, she was living her life. Obviously, had her boyfriend or whatever, but we were just messing around on the phone, like, and we just became closer and closer and closer. So she came to visit in 2019. When them time now I was in another prison called Spanish Town, district prison. She came there and we took some pictures, and those pictures went on the internet, and you know what I mean? So she's been around for a minute. Then in 2022, I was like, bro, I'm coming out soon. Because like I said, I always knew I was coming out. So I told her, like, come live in Jamaica. And she was like, oh, my family, my job. And I'm like, no, you're good, man, come. So I just gave her a nice car, Range Rover, put her in a nice apartment. And she's been here ever since, living 2 years before I came out. Because I knew I was coming out. So when I come out, then I move her to the big house.
How much does loyalty mean to you?
Everything.
Really?
Of course. Everything, bro. If you're not loyal, like it's the same thing I was saying, like how quickly a lot of people switch on Drake. This nigga gave us 17 of the hottest summers ever. Or 15, I think. But yeah, come on. Loyalty. I believe it. Definitely.
Hey.
I believe in forgiveness too, you know.
Really?
Well, I didn't back then, but now, like, come on, it is what it is, man.
You believe in forgiveness for certain things, not everything.
No, not everything, because there are certain things that are, I mean, unforgivable, of course. But like, even when I was in prison, like, my woman, my baby mom that I was with for decades, I mean, she did her thing, and I still forgave her, man.
Shotty?
Yeah.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, man.
But it is what it is, like I said. No one's perfect, except my lyrics.
That's hard to forgive, though. Like, you know, you as a man.
No, it's not.
And you gotta think, yeah, world boss.
No,
if I get a little step out and go, there's no man who you gonna think that, yo,
you know
I could see it.
No, it's not, because I was in prison. And to be honest, 99% of people thought I was never coming out, including her. Come on. It is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like I was a free man. I was literally in prison for years. And to the mind of most people, including her, including family members, they were like, yo, this man isn't coming out.
You made a dedication album to her.
Who?
When you were...
Shorty?
Yeah.
I made 1 million songs about Shorty. But yeah, the album to Tanisha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them times it already happened, you know. Yeah, so it was like, that album was like a heartbreak album.
Really?
Yeah, Jamaicans loved it too. It was crazy. Because you know, they love the mix up here.
Yeah, man, I love it, man. Hey.
So that album was a big album too.
Hey, you got released and, you know, everybody says, I thought I told you when the comet was coming.
Yes, because I told them, I think in 2017, that the comet is coming and no one can stop it. But it went over their heads. So that's why when I came out, I did the song. I thought I told you that the comet is coming. Yes, but the original song it kind of went over their heads.
Did you believe it then, really?
Hell yeah, I never doubted. Ask anyone. That was all of my co-accused that I was with. Even people I spoke to on the phone.
The day you heard the ruling by the Privy Council, and I don't know if that was maybe the redeeming day or maybe the day when you realized that they weren't going to try to pursue it again.
Oh.
Who told you that message that day to say, hey,
Which
listen,
one?
you're going to be, the Privy Council agrees that trial was no good and that conviction needs to be overturned.
Yeah, but I knew it was no good. That's why I always tell people that I was coming out, bro. It was just a matter of time. Because once it hit the United Kingdom, those guys are going to be looking at black and white, pen on paper, and be like, nah, this is bullshit. They're not looking at Vybz Kartel. They don't give a fuck about Kartel. They're dealing with the law. And I knew I was going to come out. You understand? I tattooed 238, which is the paragraph. I actually knew the paragraph that was going to free me. It's paragraph 238 in my transcript. That's why I tattooed it on my face in prison before I came out.
What's that paragraph? What's it about?
It's about the misconduct and how they handled
with the jail
trial.
phone?
No.
The jail phone or the...
No, how they handle the jurors. It's like
the jurors
they were trying to intimidate them.
That they had to come with a verdict.
That they had to come back and say, nigga, you guilty. So yeah, so I tattooed 238. So that's why I always said, bro, I knew I was coming out. It was just when. Because all I wanted was it to hit England. I told him, asked him, before I came out, bought cars, houses, just chill. Brought my woman to Jamaica, live here, I'm coming. Like, come on, who does that? I do that.
When it comes to music, you're re-releasing one of my favorite projects, the Viking project.
Yeah.
People want more music.
Yes.
Right? And we used to you releasing at a hectic pace.
I know. I'm not in a rush right now, though. I'm chill. I'm not in a rush, you know what I mean? I'm preparing for my concert, and I still put out like 4 songs since I came out.
Also Grammy nominated?
Exactly, so I'm just chilling. Like I said, I'm almost booked out for the entire of next year.
Now, you know the guys are fans them, you know them going, and they got along crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, this had a grace period for you to get, obviously, you've been looking healthier and healthier.
Yes.
I see you working out, I'm glad for that.
Yes, I'm in the Kim.
You look really happy.
Yes.
You see,
in the Kim.
we see you happy with your lady. But once it get to our March, April, they want a song a week, or they want.
I know how my fans are.
They want the hectic pace again.
Yeah. And I can give that to them, but just not now.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? In a few days, I'm doing arguably the biggest show I've ever done, ever. You know what I mean? So let's get over that hurdle first, drop the Viking album in January, and then we work on new music.
How do you prepare for a stadium show? I remember one of the last performances I seen you do.
Yes.
I love that performance so much.
Yes.
It's like a 40-minute performance.
In Tobago, I think.
It messed up, but you're performing one of my favorite songs, which I hope you perform, but you got too many hits. That's another thing I want to talk to. And you're performing Past McGun.
Yes.
But the audio mess up. Oh man.
Yeah.
And I said I want more to watch him perform this.
Yeah.
Live and feel the energy.
Yeah, I have to perform
that.
I have to perform that, definitely.
How do you prepare after all this time? People know you as a performer. You were very, you're very honest. You always said that, hey, listen, you were learning to get better with performances.
Yeah, true.
Till you got to a point that I thought you were really good.
Yeah, good.
But the women like you, the killers, everybody who listened to music, whatever listen to, you got to that point. How do you do a stadium show? Because that's different.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, but I've done a lot of stadium shows outside of Jamaica. Yes, in the smaller islands, because, Kartel going to us island. Everybody's coming out, so it's got to be performed in the stadium. So I understand the specs. What is interesting about this stadium performance is that how the stage is built. So there's no backstage. The stage is square and it's in the middle of the stadium.
So
there's
360 stadium.
360 stage. So there's no backstage. And trust me, when you see how the stage
So there's
is set
more
up,
people usually.
Yes.
Because there's a whole science behind that.
Exactly.
If you do something where there's a back,
Yeah.
that means it's
You
a 270.
lose.
You lose the
Exactly.
people. So
You
people
lose.
gonna be all around.
All around. So that was one of the ideas for it. And just to give the people them something amazing, because the setup of the stage is giving Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, like
Yeah.
we going all in on the production. When you see it, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, laser, bro, everything.
We're having a bun?
I'm coming out like,
Really?
yes.
Is it gonna be a bun?
A band?
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the performance with me and
Really?
Popcorn. Yeah.
Jeez.
But that's how it's set up, bro. I'm coming from underground.
Really? Man, I can't wait, man.
It's crazy.
Vybz, I know you're a busy man. I want to say, listen. I hope you are enjoying the moment.
Yes.
There's been
definitely.
millions of people, including me.
Yes.
We all descended on Jamaica to
Yes.
give you your formal homecoming.
Yes. Hell yeah.
This is us saying,
Yes.
boss, we're glad that you're free.
Yes, true that.
I hope you enjoy. I know it's going to be a
that.
little stressful because everybody want to get a
that.
piece of your time, you know. And I'm very happy that you even graced
Yeah.
us with the time we got.
Yes.
But I
man.
hope you
Great
enjoy it.
Academics. Yes.
I hope you
do.
enjoy it, man.
I do.
I hope you enjoy it and you realize how important you not only are to not only Jamaica and dancehall, but to the
Yes.
whole world.
Yes.
You hear what them say when the radio people them call you? They say, "Yo, I'll be a private jet."
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And man, enjoy that moment.
I will.
And we trying to give you your flowers. You're one of the greatest artists who've ever lived. You know.
Thank you, sir.
And my man,
Thank you, sir. Respect.
just like he would normally say, man,
Hawk.
he's out.
Oh no! What is that I'm doing? I'm out. Jay-Z is innocent, but Puff Daddy did it.
He said, did it.
Did it.
Be a drama go on in that industry, I know.
Me tell you, Little Dirk, Bumbuck, lad.